Alrighty, hello everyone, my name is One Who Gets Bread, and I want to give you all a warm welcome to this video. This is again the series where I'm talking about the Pokemon TCG, and we're going to be doing a practice match again, but then this one's going to be more of a tutorial on how to play like the first two were. So today we're going to just remake the video about how to play the TCG. I know some people missed the last one, and so I wanted to share how to play a game and all the basics of how to attack in a game, how to start a game, and whatnot in this tutorial as well. So you could just go back and watch that one from a few days ago, or this one as well. And I want to give you all a big warm welcome to this series. This has actually been a few of them where I've been doing a practice match between these two decks right here. And yeah, good afternoon to all of you, good morning, or good evening whenever you're watching this. My name is When It Gets Bread again, and let's get started. So this will be how to play the Pokemon TCG game. To start off, each player will need a deck of 60 cards, a mix of Pokemon cards, trainer cards, and energy cards will be in that 60 card deck. And usually you want around 10 to 12 energies. You'll want 20 to 25 trainer cards, and you'll want the rest of the things in your deck to be the Pokemon cards. So you want a mix of basic Pokemon, Stage 1, Stage 2s, as well as some of the GXs. I mean, not GXs, but Pokemon V and Pokemon V Max if you're making a deck for a tournament, perhaps. Usually decks also coincide with one or two Pokemon types. Sometimes you could even do a deck that has 3 Pokemon types as its theme. So right here we have a deck that is made out of fighting types, some dragon types, and some fire types. So let me go and find one of the fire types in here. There's also some steel types, so it's kind of a four type deck, but there's a reason for that, because the dragon types use the energy of fighting and steel, so they're basically just filler Pokemon, kind of like the colorless types. So in this deck, we actually have water and dark types in this deck, and then I think I threw in some, like, 2 grass Pokemon as well, just to switch things up. So we have like a primarily water and dark deck here, and we have fighting, steel, and fire one here, with a mix of some dragon types. Now you might be wondering what types are actually in the trading card game. If you're new to all of this, you're hearing me say, oh, dragon, oh, fire. It's like the video game, so where are my ice types, where are my fairy types? Well, some of the types in the Pokemon TCG are made up of some of the types in the game. So you don't have a bug type card, but you do have grass Pokemon, and some of the grass Pokemon are your bug types from the games. And even earlier, some of the poison types were also grass types, but now the poison types, the psychic types, the fairy types, since the fairy type was removed from the TCG at the beginning of the Sword and Shield era, the era that we're currently in. Rotation is the Sword and Shield era. They removed fairy types, and they actually recently added dragon types, I think a few months ago in Evolving Skies is when they added dragon types back. So those were also absent from the TCG for a little bit. You also have the ghost types, again, poison types, psychic types. Ghost types and fairy types are making up the psychic type in the TCG. You also have the fighting type, which is made up of ground and rock types, along with the fighting type Pokemon. So that's, again, a combination of some types from the games. You also have the water type, which is also made up of water and ice types, so there's another combination. Also in the TCG you have, again, normal type Pokemon, but sometimes these normal types are called colorless Pokemon in the TCG. Now you won't see any energy that are basic energy cards, so you won't see anything like this. This is a basic dark energy. You won't see a basic energy card for dragon, nor will you see a basic energy card for colorless. And that's because colorless means any of the other energy types will be used for the colorless Pokemon, so they could kind of fit in any kind of deck if you find a way to integrate them. Usually they have good abilities, and then the dragon types are kind of the same thing. If you look at the card on the dragon types, you don't have a weakness or a resistance, so you're basically like a colorless Pokemon, except for some steels. I think some steel type do resist normal, but you're going to be doing that flat damage with no weakness or resistance. Alright, so now let's actually move on to playing the game. But before we do that, I do want to go over the trainer card types. So, as you can see, we have a few types of trainer cards. Sorry about that, they're kind of upside down. We have an item card, so you could play as many items as you'd like in your turn. You also have supporter cards. You could only play one supporter per turn, and if you're the first player going first on your first turn, you can't play supporter then. So supporters are kind of like humans in the Pokemon world, some different trainers, some NPCs. Items are basically usable, consumable items in the video game, so I know some of the items won't be in the video game, like this Gutsy Pickaxe was made up for the TCG, but then you also have like your Pokeballs being item cards, and you also have Pokemon tools, which aren't in this deck, but they are in the other one. Let me get a Pokemon tool out so we could talk about them. A Pokemon tool, once I find one, is basically an item card, but you attach it to one of your Pokemon. You could only attach one Pokemon tool to a Pokemon that doesn't have one already, and they basically are like the held items in the video game. So this pot helmet, for example, gives the Pokemon it's attached to an effect. So we'll see that hopefully in the battle that we're about to do. So I think those are all the different types of cards, other than for the ultra rare cards, which are the Vs and VMAXs in the current rotation. This is a Steelix V, and some of these special cards, you'll see a rule box. So the V card rule is when your Pokemon V is knocked out, your opponent takes 2 prize cards. Usually, if you knock out something like a Haxorus or any of the Pokemon that aren't an ultra rarity card, you'll only take a prize card for doing so. But if your opponent knocks out, say, an ultra rare card like the Pokemon V or a Pokemon V Max or even the Radiant Pokemon, which are the shiny Pokemon introduced in Astral Radiance, they'll have to take a different number of prize cards when they successfully knock it out. The goal of a TCG match is to take all your prize cards, and that's how you win. There are other ways of winning, but that's basically how you do it. Whenever you knock out an opposing Pokemon, you get to take a prize card. So, alright, speaking about battles, let's go into starting a game. So, when you begin a game, you'll want to shuffle your decks. You also want to shake the hand of the player, but since I'm just playing by myself and using my 2 practice decks, we don't need to really worry about the shaking the hands part, so we just need to shuffle. I actually kind of need more space to do so, and you actually should be shuffling face down, so you'll want to take your cards, put them face down. This is one of the ways I'm trying to learn how to shuffle. There's many different techniques. There are many different techniques for shuffling, but this is the one I'm trying to learn how to do right now. Okay, some of them get a little bit messy, but just shift the cards around, go like that a few times. Just cut this too, there we go. Maybe switch some of these up, there we go. Alright, I think that is shuffled enough. Let's just do another cut, there we go. Whoops. You don't want to be too rough with your deck protectors, you might tear them. I have one of them in this deck here that is starting to tear, so I need to replace it with a new one soon. Alright, so I'm going to just try and shuffle these. I'm not trying to be rough with them too, you don't, again, want to be too rough with them. And even though I'm being really gentle, they just like to break and tear on me, so that's very annoying. Alright, I'm going to shuffle these. That wasn't a very good shuffle, but I'm still learning how to do that shuffle, guys. Sorry about that. Alright, the camera's getting in the way of that. Alright. I'm gonna just call this shuffled, I guess. There we go. And I guess we could cut it. I'll cut it right there, and I'll put it on top. There we go. Maybe again. There we are. Alright, first things first, once we have both of our decks shuffled. If this was an actual game, once both players have shuffled their decks, what they're going to do is draw their hand. How you draw your hand is pick the top 7 cards of the deck. You don't want to show these to the other player at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need one more. And now once you get into your hand, you'll want to look for some basic Pokemon. Choose one of the basic Pokemon that you have in your hand to put in the active spot, which would be right here. If we had more space, you would have your bench Pokemon on this side. Behind your deck, you'll have your active here, your prize cards would be here, and the discard pile would be right here, and it would be just flip-flopped on this side for the other player. Don't know if you could see it, but let me try and... do I need to move? Let me get rid of the... there we go. I think I do need to move it. Oh wait, no. I think we're good. Yep, we're good. Never mind. Sorry about that. I was thinking we could space it so I could explain, but yeah. So it would be mirrored on this side if we were playing an actual match with the layout. But since we're kind of low on space right now because I'm just using a TV tray, so I'll just have to make do, and I'll just make some piles and whatnot for our deck, our hand, and all that good stuff. Alright, so I'm going to choose a basic Pokemon. A basic Pokemon is usually a pre-evolved form of a Pokemon. As you can see, basic is on this Oshawott card. That's a basic Pokemon. Something like an evolution would be stage 1 or stage 2. This Dewott is a stage 1 because Oshawott evolves into it, and sometimes you'll have like legendaries and even the Pokemon Vs. Not the V Maxes, the Pokemon Vs are also basic Pokemon, so you could put one of those down if we did have some. So you'll actually want to put it face down, and then anything else that is a basic Pokemon you could choose to put on your bench. I'm going to put this Hisuian Quillfish down. It's also basic, and I'm going to put that on my bench. It's always useful to have a bench Pokemon ready, because if you can't move a Pokemon up, you don't have anything on your bench, you'll lose the game. So that's one way of losing a match, is if you run out of cards in your deck, the opponent takes all their prize cards, or if you don't have any more Pokemon on your bench to move up after yours gets knocked out. So I want to make sure we try and mitigate that as much as possible. Alright, so now I am going to draw my prize cards. Prize cards are what determine who's winning the match. So usually you'll want to do 6 prize cards. Some formats will do 4. The pre-release tournaments do 4 prize cards. So we need 6 because we're going to try and do a full match. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you don't want to look at these, you want to put them face down, and sometimes we do this fancy thing where we fan them out like this, so it's like a game of poker. I'm going to put those on the top right there. Alright, so now let's move over to this deck here, the blue deck. So I'm going to again draw a hand, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to check for some basic Pokemon. And oh, look at that. We have some basic Pokemon right away. Sweet. So these basic Pokemon, as you can see, Moltres and Heatran, these are both legendaries, but they're still basic Pokemon. So we could still put one of them in the active spot. I'm thinking of placing... let's place... let's place the Moltres in our active spot, so we're going to put it face down. We're going to put the Heatran, which is also a basic, over here on our bench. So now this is our hand, and it's going over here. And now I draw 6 for Team Blue's prize cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I don't look at them. That's one of the key reasons why prize cards are face down. You don't know what you're going to get once you knock out one of the opposing Pokemon. When you do take a prize card, you'll put it into your hand. So, alright, that is very messy, but I'm just going to go with it. Alright, now it's just the coin flip. So you could use a coin, or you could use a dice. If you're using a dice for the coin flip to determine who's going first, you use odds or heads, and even numbers or tails. So odd numbers will mean, I guess, that this deck here, the EV G-Max EV deck, will be going first. So if I want to go first this side, I need an odd number. Let's see. Oh, look at that. We rolled a 1. So that symbol right there is a 1 because that's a 3. That's a 2 right here. So that's a 1 right there. That's an odd number. It looks like the black card sleeve deck is going first. Alright, so now we reveal all the Pokemon. There we go. Alright, so now we could actually begin playing. So since we're the first player and we're going on our first turn, though, there's a hindrance. We can't attack the opponent on our first turn if we're the player going first. So we could still begin our turn, so let's do that. You begin a turn by drawing a card, and now you just use item cards. You could use as many item cards as you want during your turn. If you pulled a basic Pokemon, you could place that basic Pokemon onto your bench if you'd like to. You can attach 1 energy per turn, so we could do that. Let's do that to the Oshawott. Let's attach a dark energy. And you can't play supporter on your first turn if you're the player going first, so you can't play support on your first turn. We can attach items, though, so you might want to attach an item to someone. I'm guessing, let's see, let's attach an item to, yeah, let's attach this pot helmet to Oshawott. So this is a Pokemon tool. Once I attach this to the Oshawott, I can't attach any other Pokemon tool cards to it. Alright, so let's read it. If the Pokemon this card is attached to doesn't have a rule box, it takes 30 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon after applying weakness and resistance. Alright, so now we're going to attach it to the Oshawott, and what does it mean by weakness and resistance and the 30 damage? So you can see there's an attack here for colorless, which is beat, and we need 1 colorless. Again, colorless means you could use any type of energy. This could have been a grass energy, this could have been a water energy, and we could still use the attack. So if the opposing Pokemon, which is a Moltres, it has a weakness of ×2. Let's say if we were going to attack this Moltres, so that weakness right there says ×2 water. So we use beat, and then the Moltres will not take 10 damage, it'll take 10 times 2, so that's 20. So the Moltres will be left with 100 HP, because 120 minus 20 is 100. And how about vice versa, where we have, let's say the Moltres is going to attack our Oshawott, so it's going to use Inferno Wings. Before we do any damage, we want to calculate everything beforehand. So first, we're going to check for weakness and resistance. We don't have a weakness nor resistance to fire, so it's doing 20. Now we have this pot helmet that we attached, and look, it says it takes 30 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. So that means 20 minus 30, so that negates the damage because it's going into a negative number. So we actually wouldn't take any damage from the Moltres if that situation were to happen. Alrighty, so now I think we're all finished with our turn, except I think I am going to play this Hisuian Heavy Ball. So Hisuian Heavy Ball, and this card will let us look at our face-down prize cards and switch this card with a basic Pokemon. If we don't find one, we'll just discard this card. So let's check our prize cards. Do we see a basic Pokemon? Oh yes, we have 2 of them. So now we just choose one of them we would like to use. Let's try and use the Absol. I'm going to go with the Absol. I'm going to put it into my hand. Yes, I'm going to put it into my hand. And I'm going to switch this into my prize cards now. The Hisuian Heavy Ball is now going to replace the Absol. Alright, so now I shuffle them, so I don't know which one it is. Alright, so now I'm going to put these, again, face down like that, and now this Absol is in my hand. I could still place it down on the bench. And since we can't attack on the first turn if we're the player going first, we could say pass, and now it's Team Moltres' turn. Right, so to begin Team Moltres' turn, we're going to draw a card. Here's our hand for Team Moltres. We're going to draw a card. We got a Gusty Pickaxe, and this is an item card, so we could go and use it. Reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a fighting energy, attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. If it's not a fighting energy, put it into your hand. Alright, so we actually have two of them, so we could use both of them if we'd like to. So I'm going to go and discard this first, because it's an item, we used it, so we discard it. So I'm going to look at the top. It's not a fighting energy, so we just put it in our hand. I have another gutsy pickaxe. I'm going to use this as well. I'm going to check at it. Ooh, it's a magma basin. Alright, so that's a stadium card. We'll play it in a little bit. Okay, so we can't use a supporter yet, but we can attach an energy to someone if we'd like to. We could put this Heatran down like that. And I'm actually going to just keep the energy. I don't feel like attaching it because this Moltres is not compatible with fighting energy. So we're just going to wait for a fire energy. So I am going to pass as well on Team Moltres. Alright, now it's Team Oshawtt's turn. So we draw a card. Oh, look at that. It's another Oshawott. I am going to evolve the Oshawott into Dewott. So you could evolve Pokemon as many Pokemon as you'd like. You just can't evolve a Pokemon like Oshawott, okay, then Dewott, and Samurott. No, you have to do that in between turns. So we could evolve to Dewott, but not right afterwards. We can't evolve into Samurott. We'd have to wait another turn if we did have a Samurott in our hand. Alrighty, so we can't really do anything else. We only have that many cards in our hand. So I am going to go and attack this time. So Dewott has this attack for one colorless energy called Razor Shell. So it says flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 more damage. Alright, so we need a 1, 3, or 5 on this dice. Oh, that's a 6, so it'll only do 20 damage. So let's get a damage counter, and we'll put it on there. But wait a minute, we have some weakness to take into effect. So we have weakness times 2. So 20 times 2 is 40. So we'll need to put a 40 damage counter on there, like that. Alrighty. Okay, so once you attack, your turn ends, so that means it's off to Team Moltres. So here's Team Moltres' hand. Here we go, we drew a card. Alright, so we got a metal energy. We could only attach one energy per turn. So let's attach it to one of our Heatran on our bench. Let's go and use a stadium. Yeah, let's go use this stadium, the magma basin. So a stadium will affect both people in the Pokemon match. So once during each player's turn, the player may attach a fire energy from their discard to one of their benched Pokemon that is fire type. If a player attached energy to a Pokemon this way, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So you might be wondering, why am I putting damage counters on my Pokemon, or why am I setting up to put some damage counters? Well, that has to deal with Moltres' attack, where it has Inferno Wings. Inferno Wings will do 70 more damage in addition to the 20 if you have any damage counters already on it. So that will help if we get some Moltres on our bench and then we're attaching fire energies to him. That will help us really pick up some damage. We'll be doing 90 damage per turn. So alright, so let's go and use a supporter as well, because in my hand I don't have any fire energy to attach to anything. So let's go and use this supporter, Professor's Research. This is one of the staples. It's usually seen in a lot of decks to kind of clear the slate and get rid of your hand and then draw 7 new cards. Alright, so we're going to play the Professor's Research. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so nice, so we got the Steelix V. So since this is a basic Pokemon, we could place it on our bench, so we get ready to set that thing up. We didn't get a fire energy, but we did find some other things. We got another Professor's Research, which is amazing to use later on, I'm guessing. And we have a Hisuian Growlithe, but I might place that later. Let's go and use this Hisuian Heavy Ball, though, to look at our prize cards. Let's look at our prize cards and replace a basic we find there with this Hisuian Heavy Ball. Let's see. Alright, it looks like there are 2 basic Pokemon. There's a Hisuian Growlithe and a Moltres. Let's go and replace the Moltres with the Hisuian Heavy Ball. Let's put this Moltres into our hand. And now we shuffle our prize cards on Team Moltres. There we go. Alright, so now we have a Moltres on our bench. We can put that Moltres right there. And sadly, we don't have a fire energy yet, so we can't attack. So we're just going to say pass. Let's pass it over to Team Dewat. Alright, I'm going to draw a card to begin the turn. Looks like I can't do anything other than attack as well. I don't want to place that Oshawott down because I'm running low on cards, and I'm worried about that. So let's go and use Razor Shell again. So flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 more damage. So we need a 1, 3, or 5. Alright, we got a 3, so that will be doing 20 plus 20 is 40. 40 times 2 is 80, so we need 80 on here. And look at that, I think we knock it out. So 80 plus 40, that's 120. We only have 120 HP, so this Moltres is knocked out. So we're going to put the Moltres and any cards attached to it into the discard pile. And Team Dewat is going to take one of their prize cards. We got a Hisuian Heavy Ball, alright. And then now we bring up one of the Pokemon from our bench. Let's go and put down the Steelix V. So again, from earlier, this is an ultra rare card, so the Steelix V, if Team Dewat is able to knock it out, we'll be taking 2 prize cards. Alrighty, so it's now Team Steelix's turn. Let's go and draw a card to begin it. We got a Gutsy Pickaxe. Let's go and use it. We've seen what to do with this. We find the card on top of our deck. If it's a fighting energy, we place it to one of the bench. If it isn't, we just put it in our hand. Let's also place this Hisuian Growlithe down. Oh gosh, don't have any more space. There we go. Let's also place an Axew down. Oh gosh, look at that. We have 5 on our bench. That's the max amount of Pokemon on a bench, by the way. We can only put 5 at a time. Alright, let's attach this fighting energy to our Steelix. There we go. And since I really don't have anything else to do, let's play a Professor's Research. So we're going to discard our hand and draw 7. 1. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Got a nice mix of energies and some searching items like this Ultra Ball. Very nice. And some supporters that could help us bring some cards back into our deck. Perfect. Alright, we can't attack yet because we need 1 metal energy to do so, so I'm going to say pass. Alright, so it's Team Dewat's turn. I'm going to draw a card. It's a dark energy. Let's attach this dark energy to our Dewat. We'll need it in a little bit when it evolves into Samurott. So let's go and attach that to there, just in case if we get to evolve it. Alright, so now let's attack this Steelix. And once again, Razor Shell, if we get a heads, we add 20 damage to that 20 already there. So let's go and hope for a 1, 3, or 5. Ah, we got a 4, so we're only going to do 20 damage. That's alright. There we go. Alright, so now it's Team Steelix's turn. Let's go and draw a card. Sweet. Let's go and put this metal energy down there on the Steelix. Now let's see what else I want to do. Let's go and use Gym Trainer. So draw 2 cards. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out during the opponent's last turn, draw 2 more. Right, so I'm going to discard that. 1, 2. Alright, so we got some more energy. Perfect. And we've already attached our energy for the turn. We could use an Ultra Ball, an Ultra Ball, but we'll need to discard 2 cards. But I kind of want to keep these cards that I have right now in my hand. So now we could actually go and attack with the Steelix because we have a metal energy and any other type of energy attached to it for Raging Hammer. Raging Hammer says, let me go and bring it up to the camera. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So we have 30 plus 2 damage counters. 2 damage counters would be 10 more damage each, so that's 30 plus 20. and that'll be 50. So we need to put 50 damage on our DWAT. We need to actually factor in the pot helmet too, so 50 damage minus 30, so that would be only 20. So 20, there we go. Alright, so now it's Team DeWatt's turn. We have a little bit of damage on us, but I think we're going to be alright. Ooh, so now we have a Marnie. Very interesting. I should play the Marnie. I think I am going to play the Marnie. So this Marnie right here, this is a staple seen in a lot of decks. So Marnie allows each player to shuffle their hand and put it on the bottom of their deck. If either player puts any cards on the bottom of their deck this way, you draw 5 cards and your opponent draws 4. So again, it just clears the slate. When in doubt, you play a Marnie, everyone. So there's a tip of the day, the Pokemon TCG tip of the day. When in doubt, play a Marnie. So let's go and play a Marnie. Okay, so now we shuffle our hand. Da 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 da. We put it at the bottom of our deck like so, and then we draw 5, and our opponent draws 4 after doing the same. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. Okay, alright, alright. We have a nice supporter in there. Alright. Not mad about that. Okay, so now the other team has to do the same, so we're going to sadly lose all of these energies at the bottom of our deck. Let me do it like this too. Okay, so these are going to the bottom, like so, and then we draw 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright. Alright, so we could still attack if we'd like to. Yeah, let's go and attack with Razor Shell. So flip. It's a 1, so we get to do 40 damage. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. So this is going to go to 60, because 20 plus 40 is 60. Okay, and now it's their turn. It's Team Steelix's turn. Let's go and draw a card, and it's an Axew. Let's play some Pokemon here. Let's put this Hisuian Arcanine onto the Growlithe like so. Let's play one of our Avery. Avery says, draw 3 cards. If you draw any cards in this way, your opponent discards Pokemon from their bench until they have 3. So we're good on that. But we could draw 3 cards now. Alright. 1, a 2, and 3. Alright. Look at that, we have a Gutsy Pickaxe. So I'm going to play this Gutsy Pickaxe. So, again, we've seen that earlier. It's a fire energy, so we keep it in our hand. I'm going to put this fire energy on the Moltres. And because of the Magma Basin, I am going to actually put 2 damage counters on it now. You get a damage counter thing. Alright, there we go. And then now we can attack if we would like to. Let's use Raging Hammer. So this time it's going to be 30 plus 60 because we have 6 damage counters on it. Each damage counter will add 10 damage to the 30. So 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So we're going to be doing 90 damage and going to be minus 30 from it because of the pot helmet on the DWAT, so it's only going to be 60. So we're going to be left at 10 HP. We're very close to being killed. So yeah, 60 on that, minus 30. Let me think about it. Yeah, 60. We had 30 already. Oh wait, no, I think we're knocked out. Wait. 60. No, we aren't. I remember. We had 20 damage earlier, so we're at 10 HP, so this is very, very, very close to getting a win for Team Steelix. Alright, so now we draw a card for Team Dewat. It's a Dark Patch. I am going to play Choi, so each player reveals their hand, and we draw 3 cards. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Oh, do you see who we have? Do you see who we have? Look at that. Look who we found. Alright, let's play this Samurott. And ooh, look at that, it has a shiny ability. Let's read the ability. You must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw 3 cards. So that's its Wily Stance ability. You could use as many abilities as you want per turn, unless the text on the card says otherwise. So let's go and use our Wily Stance ability on the Samurott. Let's discard one of the Dark Patches. Oh wait, no. One of the Hisuian Heavy Balls. Let's get rid of that. Now we draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. We could still evolve. You could evolve as many Pokemon as you'd like. Let's evolve the Hisuian Quillfish into Overquill. And let's see what else I want to do. Are we... Nope, I think we need one more energy on the Samurott. So let's go place our energy for the turn on the Samurott. And now we could use its attack called Dark Mastery. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So we have 3 energy on the Samurott, so that's going to be 20, 40, 60. 60 plus 60, that's 120. So we're going to put 120 on the Steelix. Let me find a way how to do this. I'm going to just put 2 60s, I guess, because my other damage counter... Oh, there it is. We're just going to put 120. There we go. Alright, so that was 3, so 26, 20, 40, 60, and then plus 60 again, and that's 120, so now we're at 180 HP subtracted from the Steelix, so we're very close. We're getting even closer to knocking it out. Alrighty, let's go and do something. Alright, that was our turn there. I could have actually... No, it's alright. I have another one of those. No fear. Alright, so we drew a card for Team Steelix. So now we have these. We have another Avery that we could use if we'd like to. Let's go and use the Avery. So, again, draw 3 cards, and then we remove on the bench to get to 3, but we don't need to do that. Let's just draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. Look who I found. Found our other Steelix. So let's put that on the bench. Hello, Rex. How are you? It's very mind-boggling. I haven't been really playing in real tournaments. I've been just like practicing the rules and stuff, and this deck that I made, I added 2 Steelix Vs in it, and it is complex. It's very like, it'll give you like a headache if you keep doing these over and over and over again. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. I really appreciate it. Alright, so we put the Steelix V on our bench, but let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, let's forget about that. I was about to go on the limit. You can only have 5 on your bench. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Don't put, like what I was about to do, don't put more than 5 on your bench. But if you make a mistake, it's alright. We all make mistakes. You could just remove it and say, you know what, forget about that. Let me just take that off there. Sorry about messing up. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to play anything else. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to play anything else. I'm just going to keep at it. Let's use our Raging Hammer. So 30 plus, so that's going to be 90. Yeah, 30 plus, oh wait, 180 plus, so that's like 200 something minus, and I think that's going to be at least 200. Let me think. That's 180 plus 30, that's 200. That's 210, I think. Yeah, 210 minus 30 because of the pot helmet. And that's still going to be... Oh, gosh. We are knocked out for sure. Yep, we are knocked out. It's around like 180 damage. We only have 170, and we even have less health. So now, all of these cards are going to be going into our discard pile. So we're going to be putting those there. This goes back here, and Team Steelix may take a prize card. Let's take this top one. Ooh, it's a Hisuian Heavy Ball. Alright. Okay, so now we have to move up one of these Pokemon. Let's put the Hisuian Overquill. Alright, so now Team Overquill will draw a card. Let's put this Oshawott down. Let's put the Oshawott down like that. Let's give the... I don't know. Do I want to put an energy? Yeah, let's put an energy by doing the dark patch. So now we have some dark energy in there, so we can now use a dark patch. This is a staple in many decks. It's a very good thing that they reprinted it. And I have a ton of them, so I could use them in darker decks. So if I have a darker IV star, if one of these days I get darker IV star, I could use this in that darker IV star deck. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench dark Pokemon. Alright, so I'm going to discard this. I'm going to take a dark energy and I'm going to plop it on the Absol, which is on my bench. Alrighty. I could still attach another energy because I was attaching an energy by an item. We still have that energy to attach per turn. So, what do I want to attach? Let's attach a... Let's attach this. Let's attach it to the Oshawott because we don't really need energy for Hisuian Overquill, especially with its first attack, which will segue into our special conditions for the TCG, which are like poisoned, paralyzed, confused, and all that. So Tormenting Poison is a free energy attack, so you don't even need to attach any energy to use it. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. During Pokemon Checkup, put 5 damage counters on that Pokemon instead of 1. So there's a lot to digest in that sentence there. So what is Pokemon Checkup? So Pokemon Checkup is in between when the players switch who's going on the turn. So in between with the poison special condition, you'll place one of these poison damage counters on there. Let me get it out. You have special damage counters when you're poisoned. You have this thing, the poison marker. Looks like a skull on a green, I guess, slime splatter. So we have to poison the Steelix like that. And now we go and see how to remove this special conditions, because some of them can be removed. The ones that you can't remove are asleep and paralyzed. And how to remove a special condition is to retreat the Pokemon, which is moving it to the bench by following the retreat cost, or if the Pokemon evolves. So those are the only 2 ways to remove a special condition, except for like confusion. I think you could flip a coin, and if it's a heads, you're not confused, or if it's asleep, you could also do the same thing. But for poison, in between, during that Pokemon Checkup, we'll be placing 1 damage counter on the Steelix because of Tormenting Poison. Actually, we'll be placing 5 because of Tormenting Poison. Sorry about that. So, since we attacked, it's currently our Pokemon Checkup. So now, we place a 50 on here. Let me get one that has lower numbers on it. There we go. 50. So now let's just check if we still have HP on our Steelix. So this is going to be 60 plus 120. 180 plus 50 is 230. So we are very, 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 very close to getting knocked out. Let's see, 180 plus 50, that's going to be, 230. So we have 20 HP left on the Steelix. That is crazy. That is mind-boggling. Alright, so now it's Team Steelix turn. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so I drew a card. Old Cemetery. We might play that. I don't know. Avery. Let's play an Avery. Let's play an Avery again. Alright. 1, 2, 3. We drew 3 cards. Okay, so now I think we could just go and attack if we would like to. Or I could place an energy. I'll place an energy down on this Heatran. I'll place this fire energy. Okay, so now we could attack with Steelix Raging Hammer. So this is going to be wild. So it's 30 plus 60. So it's 30 plus 230. So 260 damage. That is going to take out the Overquill. That is overkill for the Overquill, because we only have 130 HP there. So now we move up one of our Pokemon. The opponent takes a prize card. So Team Steelix gets a prize card, and we've got a Hisuian Growlithe. But now we are in Pokemon Checkup, and now we do 50 more damage because of the poison. Because of that tormenting poison, each of the damage counters will be 50, so we do another 50. We're at 230 health, so we only had 20 HP left, so this poison is going to take out the Steelix. So now we get rid of these. We put the Steelix in a discard. And again, because this is an ultra rarity of a card, you take 2 prize cards if you're the opponent who knocked it out. We knocked it out using the poison damage, so we do take 2 prize cards. Team Absol will be taking 2 prize cards. 1, 2. Alright, and now we move a Pokemon up to face the Absol. Rawr! Alright, let's go and move up. Let's try and move up the... Let's go with the Moltres. I want to save that Heatran for later. I want to keep attaching energies to it. Alright, so let's move up the Moltres, and it's now Team Absol's turn. So let's go and draw a card. Pick a card, any card. There we go. Let's place this Hisuian Basculin on the bench. Let's attach... let's go and attach a... Do I want to attach? Yeah, let's go and attach some energies. Let's use a Dark Patch. Again, attach a basic Dark from your discard to one of your benched Dark Pokemon. Oh, wait. Let's not do that. I just realized. Whoops. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Sorry about that. Don't have any benched Dark types. Let's try that again. Well, that thing doesn't need any... energy to attack. Let's save that for later. Sorry about that, I kind of messed up there. Let's just go with evolving that Oshawott to a Dewott. Let's go and attach a dark type energy to this Absol. And now let's go and use Claw Rend. So if your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counters on it, this attack does 70 more damage. Alright, so 50 plus 70. That's 120 damage. And that is going to knock out the Moltres. Alright, so that's going to discard. We're going to bring up a Pokemon on formerly Team Moltres, now Team Heatran. And we take one of our prize cards. Ooh, a Dark Patch. A shiny looking Dark Patch. Alright. Now we go on to Team Heatran. I wonder if they'll win. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to attach a Steelix V to my bench. Now we have room. I am going to also, let's see. Thought I had an energy. I guess I didn't. Oh. Guess I didn't put an energy. I forgot if I drew a card. Let's draw a card. Alright. Yeah, I just don't have any energy right now. Okay, so now we have enough energy, actually, to use one of the Heatran's attacks. We have Guard Claw for 2 colorless, so 2 energy of any kind. Let's read Guard Claws. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. Alright, so we're going to be doing 30. There we go. I guess that's like the animation. It's like a bunch of scratches, so... Alright. Okay, so now Team Absol's turn. Look at that, another Absol. Alright. Alrighty. And now we can evolve that Hisuian Basculin to Basculegion. I am going to attach an energy to the Hisuian Basculegion. I am going to use a Dark Patch to get one of those Dark type energies out of here and attach it to the other Absol. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit tricky to get that energy. We're still able to get it. There we go. And let's see. Let's use... do I want to use Swirling Disaster or Claw Rend? I think I am going to use... I am going to use Claw Rend, so that's going to be 50. We don't have any damage counters on it, so it's just going to be 50, and then minus 30, so 20. There we go. Okay, Team Heatran's turn. Let's go draw a card. Crystal Cave. We have a lot of those crystal caves. We could make ourselves bulky using that crystal cave, but I'm just going to go with what we're doing right now. Let's use Guard Claw again for another 30 on the Absol, so now it's going to be at 60, so we're at 40 HP left. Let's go and draw a card on Team Absol. Ooh, we got a Basculin. And I want to use another Dark Patch. Let's see. We need one more. I'll just save that Dark Patch for later. Alrighty, so let's use Claw Rend. Again, if your opponent's active Pokemon has already any damage counters on it, this attack does 70 more damage. So we're going to be doing 120, but minus 30 because of Guard Claw, so only 90 this time. Let me get to the 90. So we're at 30 HP left on the Heatran. Alright, so now Team Heatran is going to draw a card. And we got another Moltres. We can heal damage. So let's get rid of this Magma Basin and replace it with the Crystal Cave. Look at those beautiful crystals in the Crystal Cave. Alright, so once during each player's turn, that player may heal 30 damage from each of their Metal and Dragon Pokemon. Alright, so let's get rid of 30 damage. So this is gone, and this moves down 1 to 80. There we go. That should help a bit. Alright, now let's go and use Guard Claw again. So we'll be doing another 30. So this is actually going to go to 90. I'm just going to make a 90 by doing this. 60 and 30, that'll equal 90. So we're at 10 HP. Alright, so now Team Absol draws a card. There's our hand now. Okay, let's go and use the Claw Rend attack. So again, we have 70 more damage in addition to the 50 because we have some damage counters, so that's 120 minus 30 because of Guard Claw, that's 90. That's 170 damage total. Heatran is KO'd, so let's remove that. Let's put these all in the discard pile. And let's move up the Steelix. Let's bring up the Steelix. Alright, so now Team Absol draws a prize card, and it's now game point, basically, on our side, because we only have one prize card left. Alright, so we got a Dark Energy. Very nice. Let's draw a card, Team Steelix. We need some energy. We really need some energy. We're just going to be a sitting duck if we don't. Alright, Gym Trainer. We need to draw some cards. We need some energies. Yes. Yes, we need these. Alright, I'm going to place this thing on the Steelix. We can't attack yet, but that's fine. Ultra Ball. No. Alright, there's no other way to get energy, it looks like. So we're just going to have to roll with it. Let's go and put this Moltres on the bench just in case. Alright, now we'll pass because we can't play any energy. Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't our Heatran knocked out? Yes, in our opponent's last turn, the Heatran was knocked out. We draw 2 more cards. I forgot about that. 1, 2. Alright. There we go. Now our turn is ended. Okay, so now we draw a card on Team Absol's side. It's a Hisuian Heavy Ball. Don't have anything else I'd like to do. Let's go and use... We could use Claw Rend. Let's use Claw Rend. So that's just going to put 50 on there. Or actually, let's use Swirling Disaster. You'll see why in a little bit. I'm choosing to just use Swirling Disaster. Swirling Disaster will do 10 to each of the benched Pokemon as well. So we need some 10s. There they are. We need more of these. Alright, let me just drop them all off. There we go. There we go. Alright. Right, that was my turn on Team Absol. Let's draw a card for Team Steelix. We got a Metal Energy. That's perfect. Now we can attack. Okay, so now we could use the Crystal Cave. We could heal 30 damage from our dragon and our metal Pokemon, so we could get rid of those if we'd like to. But do you know what? I am not going to. You'll see why in a little bit. I'm going to put that back at 50. Or actually, you know what? Yeah, let's heal 30 damage. So I'm going to put this at 20. I am going to put this... Actually, wait. No. It will be 0. Never mind. Sorry about that. I am not actually going to do that because of Steelix attack. So I'm going to actually leave all of these on. We could have healed all of those Pokemon from that 10 damage, but I am not going to. Let me find the 10. There we go. And we need one more 10 because of this. Alright. I am not going to heal. And there's a reason why. We have that Raging Hammer attack. And remember, that depends on us taking some damage a little bit. So this attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. We have 1 damage counter, so that's going to be hitting with 40 damage. That's going to KO the Absol. I'm going to put this in the discard. And Team Steelix is going to draw one of their prize cards. Alright, so we got a Magma Basin. Okay, so now we move up one of the Pokemon. Let's move up the Hisuian Basculegion. Very fun name to say. Basculegion. 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 They're like doing it in different accents as well. Alright, so we drew a card. And let's get a... Do we need... Yep, we do actually. Let's get a Dark Patch back onto that other Absol. Let's get a Dark Energy on it. Right? From the Dark Patch. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Alright. And now we're going to actually use Grudge Dive on this Hisuian Basculegion. Let's read Grudge Dive. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack on your opponent's Pokemon during their last turn, this attack does 90 more damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Alright, let's see. 90 plus 30, that's 120, so we're going to need that 120 thing. There we go. So it has 130 damage on it, and it's also confused. Now this is a new one. I haven't confused any Pokemon yet in this series of practice deck battles. Let's see. Confused. Turn a confused Pokemon with its head pointed towards you to show that it is confused. Alright. Gonna just rotate this thing. There we go. Please don't spill any of my cards, Steelix. There we are. If your Pokemon is confused, you must flip a coin before attacking it with it. If heads, the attack works normally. If tails, the attack doesn't happen. You put 3 damage counters on your confused Pokemon. Alright. Okay, so let's go and draw a card on Team Steelix. We're getting pretty low. Fire Energy. Let's attach that to the Moltres. And now, I do not want to use the Professor's Research this time because our deck is very low. I don't want to run out. That's how you could lose a game if you run out of cards in your deck, so I'm not going to use Professor's Research. But I am going to go and attack, so before we do anything, we need to flip a coin. Again, we need a heads, I think, for the attack to work normally, if I remember correctly. Yeah, if it's heads, the attack works normally. So we're going to try and use Raging Hammer. So let's hope for an odd number. And we do get an odd number. We got a 5. We got a 5. It was like this. It went under bed, but we got a 5. So Raging Hammer is going to work normally. So let's see. 30 plus 13 damage counters. So that's 160 damage. And Basculegion is out of there. So Basculegion and all the cards on it are going to go into the discard. We're going to move up one of the Pokemon into the active. And we take 1 prize card for Team Steelix. Alright. There we go. It was a Metal Energy, by the way. There we are. Okay, so now Team Absol's turn. Let's go. Gonna draw a card. Ooh, pot helmet. It's a pot helmet. Let's see. Let's go and place this Basculin down. Let's also place this Hisuian Quillfish. Do I want to? I don't know. Let's place the Hisuian Quillfish, I guess. And let's attach this Dark Energy to here, just in case we get to draw. I think there's a Samurott somewhere, just in case we get to it. Do I want to use the Claw Rend? I think we are going to try and use Claw Rend. Do we want to use the Pot Helmet? I have a Pot Helmet. I don't know if I want to use the Pot Helmet. You're going to be knocked out either way, so I'm not going to use the Pot Helmet. So you need to do some risk analysis with these things. Alright, let's go and attack with Claw Rend. So we do have damage counters on the Steelix, so that's going to do 120. Let me find my 120. Did I use all of them? Nope. It's 120. So we need 120 on this thing. There we go. Alright, so now we have, those will be 240. 250. So the Steelix is knocked out. Crisis averted. We almost lost the game because of the Steelix, so we did knock out the Steelix. And because we knocked out the Pokemon, we take our prize cards if they're available. If there are prize cards available, we'd be taking 2. But since there's only 1, we take the last prize card, and we won the game. Team Absol takes the win. Great work, Absol. Alright, so that's our hand, and yeah. Team Absol is the winner of that match. Alright, let's see the prize cards on this side, though. Oh, that's where it went. We really needed that. It went into our prize cards, I see. Alright, so it was two left on the opponent's side, so 6-2. Very nice. 64, actually. Alright, so that was a match of Pokemon cards. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please stay tuned for more Pokemon-related content, as well as some music content. My channel, if you have any questions or comments, please be sure to reach out here or on Reddit. My Reddit username is the same as my Twitch channel name. You could also reach out to me on Instagram, Volts_Pokemon. Volts with a Z instead of an S, though. Volts_PKMN is my Instagram if you'd like to reach out and ask some questions. You have some comments, please feel free to reach out. Love to respond to all of them. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining Rex and everyone else viewing this later. And yeah, have a good day, everyone. Please be sure to do something nice for someone. Please get vaccinated and stay cool out there. There's still a heat wave going around in the Midwest. So if you're in the Midwest like I am, please stay cool. Alright guys, thank you so much. I love you all and have a good one. Thank you for tuning in.